Right, so welcome back to the Outliers, room 404. This episode, we have got Shaz back, and we've got a special guest. Shaz, you're not so special now, it's his second one already, so you can't be classified as special.
Special guest,
my mate. Special guest, former professional boxer, moved to Dubai now, personal trainer in Dubai, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah, boxing trainer, yeah.
Boxing trainer, specific boxing, yeah? Amin, correct?
Yeah.
So, welcome, firstly.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for taking time out to join us.
Yeah.
And our single-digit followers are going to be very happy, very happy to listen to you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Obviously, like I just mentioned, you were a former professional boxer.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your professional career and why you've stopped being a professional boxer at a young age.
Well, I first started boxing at 13 or 14, I believe. I think I can remember. 14 years old, I started boxing. I fought my way through the amateur ranks, turned professional at 21. 20 or 21 years old, sorry. And I'm here now. I had a 6 or 7 year career. I retired due to boxing politics and a lot of time wasting, and it went on for a few years.
Boxing politics.
Yeah.
Do you want to... Because there's a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of how many people we joke
Yeah.
about subscribers and all that, yeah.
100%.
Because, you know, you, mashallah, have got quite a bit of a following yourself through your hard work that you've done. So there's a lot of people that are going to be watching this, and one, they're going to want to know you as a person, right? First and foremost. Two, they want to know the path that you've taken to get to a professional boxing career, but then also why you've stepped away from it, because there's a lot of people that want to be professional boxers, right? Especially in the Asian community, since Amir Khan, first it was Prince Nassim, Amir Khan, you know, it took over in the Asian community.
And typically you started quite late, 13, 14, to first time go into boxing. Usually nowadays these stories like 6, 7, you know what I mean? So 13, 14 is
Because
quite
when
late.
I went into the gym at 13 or 14 years old, I knew there was kids that were doing it at like 5, 6, 7 years old. So I genuinely thought I was late.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't start earlier, because maybe when I went professional, I maybe would have had a more of an amateur style, which doesn't last that long in professionals, because sometimes you get an amateur fighter, he's so good in the amateurs, he gets to the pro ranks, he's only ever good for 4 rounds, maybe 5.
Yeah.
And then after that, he just gets pummeled his whole career.
And
it ends pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a blessing then, isn't it, in what you're saying. So boxing politics.
Yeah.
Talk us through that.
So the main reason why I retired was due to inactivity, not getting the fights I was calling for. I was accepting that I would take last minute and that I was training for. And I got strung along for maybe 2 years towards the end of my career now. And I was thinking to call it a day, but back in my mind I was thinking like, let me just get through to this next fight. Let me fight this good guy. Let me beat him. I might feel better about boxing, because I'd rather lose knowing I was 110% in love with boxing, hungry for boxing, because I'm not stupid enough to go and risk my life when I know that there's someone hungrier than me, and I'm not feeling it fully. It's not about feelings, it's just about, I've done it for so long, I've done it all my life. I've had 2 surgeries in my boxing career. I had a hip surgery, which I told nobody about. I've had a knuckle surgery here, I had a tendon stuck down in my hand, I've had my hip dislocated, and all these things.
This isn't an excuse for anything that you're saying as to why you left boxing. You just letting people know that, listen,
that's how much hunger I had for it. So that's how much hunger I had for it, because literally after my hip problem, I was going to call it a day to begin with before I went professional.
Understandable, yeah.
And then I had my hand and I was thinking, you know what, should I just turn pro and just go all out and see what happens?
Yeah.
And I just did that. So I had one main fight, which I called for, against Louis Lin. At the time, he was 9-0, 7 KOs. I called him out. I was being promised fights from Frank Warren and my manager at the time, Tunde Ajayi.
That's Anthony Yard one, isn't it?
Yeah, so he's Anthony Yard's manager and trainer.
Yeah.
So anyway, I did a deal with him. I got my first fight on BT Sport during COVID times. I was meant to fight a live opponent. The opponent pulled out one day before. Had to fight a journeyman. He saved the show, so all props to him. Otherwise, I would not have fought. And then
So that was on BT Sport.
that was on BT Sport in COVID time, so there was very less crowd there.
But still,
and it was
BT
at,
Sport is
yeah,
big,
yeah.
let's be honest.
And it was at York Hall, legendary York Hall.
Yeah, yeah.
And then anyway, fast forward a year, I fought again, which really I should have had 4 fights in that year. That was what I was contracted, but the contract wasn't breached because it had a rule due to COVID. I don't know the specific terms of it, but due to COVID, if this gets breached, it does not count.
Yeah.
So I was getting strung along every month. I was saying, yeah, I'm going to get a fight, then I'm going to get a fight, then I'm staying in the gym, staying ready. And
So this is all Frank Warren promising you all this? Or
So my manager at the time.
Okay.
So he's trying to do what he said he tried to do, and it didn't happen. So I took things into my own hands. I went on Twitter. I called out Louis Lin. Nobody was fighting him at the time. I said, I'm hungry, let's make the fight happen. Somehow they took the bait. I got the fight. I made the fight myself, more or less.
Yeah.
And yeah, so at the time I was 8-0, 2 KOs. He was 9-0, 7 KOs, I believe.
Right.
So he had like an 80%.
Sorry, bro. I know we should have done our
it's
research,
fine,
but
it's
I
fine.
got no idea. I'm not
fine.
gonna lie.
So he was favoured for the fight, basically.
Yeah, of course. He was a WBC international champion.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And I needed that fight. I needed a good fight. I wanted to prove myself, and I went and got the fight. They thought it was going to be a 3-round knockover job, that he was going to lay me out in 2 or 3 rounds and call it a day and ride off into the sunset. But I said it wasn't going to be that way. So while I was getting strung along for fights, I was working at Amazon. I was working here, there, the other, just to fund my way to get through to the next fight. After this fight gets cancelled, after being promised this and everything dropping out, as you can imagine, training camps are expensive.
Yeah.
You have to train in boxing 4 to 5 times a week, running 3 times a week. Bear in mind, I drive to Manchester 3 times a week from Bradford, which is hour and 10 minutes maybe from where I live. And then you got sports massage, you got your strength and conditioning, nutrition costs a lot. And I'm doing this like scraping, but nobody knows at this point.
Yeah, and behind the scenes, people don't like people like me. I don't know what goes into being a professional boxer. I don't like. I just look at the 12 rounds. You know what I mean? The 10 rounds, the 8 rounds. I'm just looking at that. I'm thinking, okay, there's a 3 months camp behind it. We know that there probably a 3 months or a 6 months
so
camp.
to go into like
not the
financially,
individual.
how much does that one camp like typically set you back? Obviously, it's different for the level of fighters.
Yeah.
But someone like you who's still coming up, like
It's different for it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
But I would say like maybe £3,000 for
an 8-week camp, 6-week camp.
and that's just like trying to giving at home as well, paying your way, paying your bills, eating. That was like I'd say about £4,000 I would typically go through just to make one camp, and somehow I did it. I don't know how.
How long were each of your camps?
Well, I never really went into a specific training camp. I just stepped on the gas a little bit more closer to a potential date, which I heard of. But because I'm not leaving any stone unturned, I'm staying in the gym all the time.
So you were
I'm always in
actively-
camp basically.
Yeah,
I'm never
pretty
out
much.
of it. So I'm always in the training camp.
Yeah.
I've never stepped off the gas in that sense. And yeah, so it kind of adds up. I'm gonna have to give it home, then I have to pay my bills, then I have to pay for fuel, pay trainers, nutrition, everything. It just costs, you know.
Yes.
But I knew the bigger picture, so I didn't care for like what it costs in the time at the time.
At the time, yeah.
I don't really care because if I go off of what it is at the moment, you'll never go forward.
So go back onto that fight.
Yeah.
Was that your last fight?
No.
No.
So you
for a
fought
couple.
after that?
If
as
I
well?
retired after that fight,
Yeah.
I would have been known as a bitch. And me myself, I would
why
have
though?
said it.
Because
If you lose or if you go through one
So
hardship,
you lost that fight.
yeah.
On paper.
You got
So
robbed.
on
You got
paper,
robbed.
I lost on a.
Talk us through that fight then. Talk us
So
through
on
that
paper,
fight.
I lost through a technical decision,
Right.
technical split decision, sorry,
Right.
which should have been TKO victory for me.
Okay. Why?
Everyone knows. So basically, in the fight, he was cut. He was using his head all night. As soon as we clashed heads, he got cut in the 9th round, and I was coming on strong anyway. Bear in mind, I've never fought 10 rounds in an actual fight. I've only done 6. In the year time that I had off, he had 3 fights. He had an 8-rounder, 8-rounder, 10-rounder. I only had 6 against a journeyman.
Yeah.
And I had a year out of the ring. So I knocked him down in the first. His knee touched the ground, didn't count it. He got up and he grabbed on. And then the 5th round, I rocked him hard. Bell went, I think, fuck, right? And then the 9th round, I looked over in the corner and they was talking about some shit. But then he had a cut. His corner goes, we're not going out. Ref went to the corner, said, I'm going to call it clash of heads. It's going to go to points. Now, no doctor has come to the ringside. No doctor has even assessed the cut to check if he can continue.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm on the bad end of a decision.
Right. So you didn't even go full 10 rounds.
No.
Yeah. So if I was to find this online, I can see this.
YouTube.
Yeah. And
YouTube,
then,
Instagram.
And then from there you carried on. You had another 2 fights.
Do you think he battled it? That's why he didn't come back out for the 10th round.
It wasn't necessarily him, because if he bottled it, he wouldn't fight. And I don't
No,
want
but
to say he
during the
bottled it.
fight, he probably thought you're a lot better than he
Of
probably
course,
anticipated.
that's what happens most of the times.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what happens most of the
Did you
time.
just apologize to the
I said
mic?
it to him.
Same shit.
Carry on.
So when I was at the weigh-in, when I was looking at him, people said he looked scared.
Yeah.
But I'm no fool. I know a scared man's gonna come and fight harder than anything. Because if you're backed up into a corner, you're gonna go out swinging.
Yeah.
It's life or death at that point. And people are like, yeah, he's scared, but I know he's gonna fight harder than ever. So I'm not focused on if he's scared or not. I know he's gonna bring it.
But that can go either way as well, really, because sometimes that fear is the reason why you've already lost the fight before you've even entered.
So if you were scared,
the fact that you look at it like that is brilliant mentality, because there's somebody else would be in your position would look at it and think, this guy looks like he's scared. You know what? He's done. I've got him.
But with that mindset, he's not going to underestimate any opponent. So you'll be ready for anyone.
Yeah,
so.
it's a brilliant mindset.
Yeah,
innit?
exactly.
It's a
if
brilliant
I go in
mindset,
the fight, sorry.
I was just going to say, plus with the amount of experience he's had just that year alone, whether he was scared or not, he's not running on adrenaline.
Yeah.
He's running on experience.
Of course, yeah.
Where if somebody's just jumped into the ring and they're scared, after a year, adrenaline's going to wear off. But for him, okay, it might be a tougher fight than he's had that year, but he knows what he has to do, isn't it?
100%.
So when I walked to the ring, I seen him walk. I made the ring walk first. I'm not looking at no one. I'm focused in. I know what I've come to do. And God strike me down if I'm lying. I wasn't nervous, not even the slightest. Because me, I don't know. It's just natural to me. Like even the changing rooms, I was laughing. I was punching the pads. I was just chilling and relaxed. Because most people fear that moment in the changing rooms, whereas I know without that moment you can't get to a fight.
And
So
it's
you got
okay.
to learn to love it.
And it's okay to be nervous as well.
It's a human emotion. People are going to get nervous.
Yeah, 100%.
Like when they announced the fight, I was anxious. Like yes, it's finally here. Not scared as in, but I was excited.
They're relieved.
And I know that it's going to happen.
Was that every fight or was that
relieved? Like
It
finally.
was that fight because
It was a big fight.
They took the bait and they're thinking, yeah, we knock him over in 3 rounds. But then when I walked to the ring and I was stood in the ring and they announced him, he come out to some crazy jungle tune and he was walking. When he was walking to the ring, I could see his face and he had his eyes closed and he was doing some prayers. And I know he's a big believer in Jesus Christ and whatever. But yeah, so he was doing some prayers. I knew he was like ready to fight.
Yeah.
And when I got in the ring, the first round went, and everything was just so fast. People don't tell you how fast a fight can go.
Yeah.
That's why when you watch a fight on TV and you see somebody get laid out in like 20 seconds, that's what happens because the moment takes over. Like the crowd, you can hear the crowd. Everything seems super fast.
Yeah.
The round seems slow, but the action seems fast, and the minute in the corner rest seems like 10 seconds.
Yeah. If us as viewers, when we watch a fight that's going end to end, like going both opponents going at each other, it looks like that round went rapid. As a fighter inside the ring, that must be like, because it's like punches coming left, right, and center. You need some strength up here as well, don't you, to be able to go through that.
To be a fighter, you have to have balls.
Say a fighter
You have to have
or a boxer.
Any fighter.
Because a fighter, you need to have a heart.
Man-to-man combat, Thai boxing, boxing, MMA.
Yeah.
Karate and all that shit doesn't count. High rocks is good. So that shit doesn't require heart. Because karate is a bunch of old Chinese guys in a video throwing some chi at somebody and some guy bouncing over there on the floor. It doesn't make sense. It's all bullshit. And all these
Lucky Bruce Lee's not still alive, bro.
Yo, does anybody here do karate?
Well, if you are, I'll fight you outside. We'll see what works. Now, I'm not going to say I'm the hardest guy ever, but there are some people in boxing, Thai boxing, MMA that don't even look like fighters.
But they can fight.
And they will fucking punch holes in your head.
Yeah.
Or kick your head off.
Well, what's looking like a fighter? What do you call us?
Sometimes you see people, like you can see an MMA fighter from a mile off. See the ears all fucked up.
Yeah.
And you see how they look.
Yeah.
They got all that, right? And sometimes you see someone with a bent nose, broken nose, you see like bumps in their face, you can tell automatically someone's a fighter.
Yeah.
Especially me, I can tell because obviously I've been around them all my life.
Around them. Okay.
But some guys, you don't even know they are fighters. Like, I've genuinely been around some people and I know what they're about because I've seen them in the gym. But when I see them in public, I was thinking if the wrong person fucked with this guy, he'd be dead.
You see, that's the ones to be wary of. The ones that don't look like fighters.
Yeah.
But you
The
know
ones
what
that don't
they
walk
all
around with a
do?
chip on the shoulder.
Like one thing I noticed in school, so as we got older, year 10, 11, you notice which people did some sort of fighting, whether it was boxing, mixed martial arts, wherever they did. They all sit disciplined.
Yeah.
Straight back,
Posture,
the way they
yeah.
walk, they have their posture, everything is disciplined. Their actions, whether they're sitting, they're walking,
I'm gonna slouch
the way
now.
they carry themselves. But you see what I mean? Like, oh, Wade a little bit slouchy, he was sat up a little bit,
Yeah.
but people that are actively doing it, they're disciplined in day-to-day activities, day-to-day life, and I thought that was just because they were being taught that when they were younger. But you see it now with a lot of the adults as well, that they're in there. If you notice next time, have a look, and you'll see the way they carry themselves as well. I think that's one of the telltale signs once you actually look a little closer.
Yeah, fighters are generally disciplined in it. Like,
Then again, that's sportsman as well. Have you ever seen Joe Hart on TV, bro?
Yeah.
Joe Hart fully stood like proper straight, doesn't he? You know what I mean? He's the next level.
yeah, I mean, yeah, athletes, isn't he? Sorry.
I was just saying, no, paid attention.
No, trust me, watch
Yeah,
next time. Man.
you
Joe
don't do
Hart,
that.
his posture is next level. Even when he's sitting in the studio as well.
You were looking at his ass, really.
Bro, the camera's on his face, man. They don't do them angles. So unless you subscribe to his web.
But so that fight happened.
Yeah.
Well, yo, rewind back. So that fight happened.
Yeah.
That just doesn't
No, that
sound
makes
right.
sense, man. So the fight happened. Yeah, go on.
I don't know. It just wasn't sounding right. But anyway, so after that,
Yeah.
so you left boxing.
No, after that, is that three of the
Is that
fights, man.
3 of the fights?
After
you
that
left,
fight,
innit?
I took 2 weeks off. I was back in the gym. I was calling out fighters, and I was getting shut down from every angle possible. I was saying yes to last minute fights, yes to low money fights because I didn't give a shit about the money. I knew what was coming up, so I knew that little bit of money now, who cares? It'll get me through to my next fight. I know where the big fights are. I'm calling out people on Twitter, Instagram, every platform you can name. I'm doing it, and I'm just getting shut down from left, right, and centre. And I had 3 more fights after this.
Why was that? Why do you think that was?
They seen I was the real deal. And I'm done with boxing now, so I'm not trying to push myself out and say, yeah, I'm the
100%,
fucking
yeah.
hardest guy ever. Obviously, I'm not. But what I'm saying, at the time, at featherweight, I was a dangerous fight for anyone. Besides the world level guys, which don't need to fight me, everyone below that, I should have been fighting.
At your level, you're talking
So
about.
let's just say British level,
Yeah.
and then international level as well. Anywhere like world class, they don't need to even look my way because they're on bigger things at the time, which I understand too. So it's a fair point. Anyone below world level or like international level, I couldn't get the fights. I was calling out fighters. I had 3 fights after the Lynn fight. After the loss, I had 3 fights, and all of them were replacement last minute opponents, which I had to sell tickets for and give someone a shit show basically, because people want to see me against live people. I'm better against a live opponent. When you fight guys who are in survival mode, they make you look horrible. You could be the most talented fighter on earth. You fight a guy who's going to do this all night long. You are not going to get punches through. He needs to survive to fight next week. Now, how a journeyman works is they get paid per week to fight, and most of them rely on that money.
Yeah.
If you get stopped, you don't fight for 28 days, meaning that's a month of you not getting paid, a month of you not feeding your family, of a month without finances.
So their job
from
is
boxing.
just to not get knocked out.
Of course, so they make you look bad. And every time a fight got announced, I was thinking, yes, beautiful, get this fight. Even when the British Boxing Board of Control put my name next to other people's for an English title, I thought, cool. They put me next to Andre Grant, 8-0, 6 KOs from London. Apparently he was a big puncher, but he fucking bottled it 2 weeks before. He went down a weight class, fucking lost anyway. So
I think you have no idea of him.
and then Reece Bellotti, he's a big puncher, good fighter as well. Credit to him, he took the fight. Then he got his cheek broken sparring, then he couldn't fight. And I was like, fuck, what do I do now? Then they offered this guy. I'm calling out people, they're denying the fight, they're knocking the fight back. The managers, trainers are knocking the fight back. At this point, I was the most avoided featherweight in Britain at the time. Legit, like you can check anywhere, any point, go through all my history. And the main thing what ruined fights for me was that fight on BT Sport, where they seen I was the real deal, because if I weren't, there would have been people lining up to finish me off in that sense just take the scraps and beat me and I'll call it a day with boxing. But because that wasn't the case, it was high risk, low reward, because I didn't have a title, even though I sold shitload of tickets and I bought a lot of money in, more than Lynn himself, by the way. I sold £10,500 worth of tickets. even though I could do plenty more, but from Bradford to London on a Friday, whereas a lot of people couldn't make it due to work commitments, etc., and a lot of traffic on Friday, as you know yourself. And I still sold a shitload of tickets. So even to rob me was a stupid idea in the first place. Business-wise, it doesn't make sense. But obviously, promoters invest in a fighter. He doesn't sell a load of tickets. He's a good fighter. I give him credit. He is a good fighter. I'm not going to badmouth him because I'm here. I feel no way towards him. Even though I felt like he bottled it for a rematch, I offered my purse. I said, listen, I'll fight him for free. Take whatever you're going to give me. I don't want the money. Let me fight him and set the record straight.
Would that be a scenario here where he probably wanted the fight, but his team was saying to him, don't?
Nobody knows. But personally, as a fighter, you are responsible for your own self.
Yeah.
I would never let someone represent me in a way where I look like a bitch. So I wouldn't have you, if you're my manager, I wouldn't have you knock down fights for me. I'm saying yes. And if you say no, I'll have to get rid of you. Simple as that. And it's not a manager where it's a work manager. It's like more of an advisor. So you work for me basically if you're my manager.
We've seen in professional boxing, we've seen professional boxers, good boxers, heavyweight boxers, their whole persona changing at a certain level because of what their team is telling them.
Yeah, facts.
Now, and I'm talking Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
You go on.
So obviously it goes back to that point where if you do have to sell tickets, if you do have to be like a certain catch, you have to act in a certain way. Otherwise, promoters obviously have an idea of having their best fighter act in a certain way, having this persona. A lot of people will obviously, even if they don't fit that criteria, just to kind of obviously make the money, be the headliner, they will act in a certain way. Then with Anthony Joshua, obviously we've seen where he's had instances like, don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of the guy.
You're a big fan of him. You're a big fan.
But he's got to the point where he had that breakdown when he lost against Usyk, and that's when obviously the real him started to come out. People took it in two ways, where they saw it as a meltdown, where they said obviously he's got to him, but in
reality, that's him though, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's
my view on it as well. So
the real him came out basically.
Yeah, he played the character for too long, and then people are like, "Yo,
who's
is this you?
guy?
Is that you?"
All the Mr. Nice Guy bullshit went out the window. Come time to be in his real
But then
self.
that's the influence. That's the point that I'm making. Ain't it? Like you're talking about this guy who's lower down the pecking order, innit? And then you got the likes of Anthony Joshua, whose team affected him that much that he had to change who he was as a person to portray the heavyweight champion to be a certain way.
Yeah.
You can still get good deals. You can still get good deals. You can still make money by being yourself.
Yeah.
I get some people are not fit for TV because they go too crazy. I get it, but that shit sells. You have to understand. Yeah, you might not get sponsored by Jaguar or fucking Rolex or some shit, but if you can fill an arena from 30,000-40,000 people, who gives a fuck?
And look at
McGregor,
UFC.
Look at Chisora, he's off his head, he's slamming tables, whatever he's doing.
But that's his real self. I met Chisora once. I was sparring in David Caldwell's gym. I was sparring Jordan Gill at the time, and I had a very good spar that day. I was getting ready for a fight, and I was talking to Chisora after, and he goes, "Bro, you look strong, you look good." And we were just having a little conversation, and so this is why he makes me laugh, because he's his own self. And he goes, "I don't give a fuck what no trainer says. Sometimes you got to bite down your gum shield and let it rain." And I knew what he meant, like, fuck the game plan.
And you can see that because we was
what
not
he
even
was
seeing him in person. We just from what we see on TV, we can see him saying
You
that.
see that he takes a few licks, he thinks, fuck it, fuck the game plan. What are we working on? I'm head down, I'm swinging for the fences, and that's what he does best. And it works for him.
That's why he sells tickets.
I think personally he needs to retire as a fighter only due to you can't take too many licks. Because you start slurring, your nose ends up fucked and shit. You start spitting when you're talking, you forget your train of thought. And a lot of fighters go through this. And it's not only in the fights where it affects you, it's the gym. Because where fighters take the most damage is in sparring. People don't see sparring as a fight, but legit you're doing that maybe two or three times a week.
People don't see the work that goes in before a fight. So that's happened, and you've now moved to Dubai, right? So you're living in Dubai now. Yeah. How long has it been? 6 months, is it?
Just about 5 months.
Five
months in Dubai, yeah.
5 months, essentially 6 months. This is my favorite word that is nowadays. So how are you finding Dubai? Why Dubai? That's the questions that I want to ask is why Dubai? How are you finding Dubai? and what is it that you actually do on a day-to-day in Dubai?
First of all,
Feel free to ask anything that I missed out.
no problem. So first of all, sometimes I wake up and I think, what the fuck am I doing here? I still don't know what I'm doing here. Like
Imposter
how I
syndrome,
ended up
really.
here.
Imposter
It
syndrome.
was like I was in Bradford the other week,
We spoke
training
about
and
that.
shit, and then I just wake up and I'm in Dubai. It's just weird. Like I don't see Dubai as the end all be all. It's whatever you like.
Yeah.
I never even thought of coming to Dubai. This is why I think like that.
Yeah.
Some people have a plan for so long, then they act upon it. It's fine, yeah, you can believe it, but sometimes I don't feel like I'm actually here. Not in a fanboy way, in a
Yeah.
way like it's just weird how time just flown and I'm here.
Pinch yourself
I never
kind of
even
thing,
thought
yeah.
like Dubai's never even crossed my mind. For the past year, people have been saying, "Bro, try Dubai out," and I go, "Nah, I don't really feel it. I don't see the appeal in it." And I thought, you know what? I wanted to go on holiday anyway. Let me just scope it out, see what I can actually do. And I went for 10 days in September. That's just passed. I took a break in the middle of that trip. I went to Umrah. So did that. Alhamdulillah, that was a very good experience. I wish I could stay there longer, but I only came to Dubai for 10 days, so I quickly jumped on a flight. When I did the Umrah, came back.
Well,
I
Umrah-
know realistically you're meant to do the full thing.
Umrah is
yeah.
Umrah is a different. It's a different feeling when you're there, especially that first time.
Yeah.
That first feeling. If any Muslims are watching this, inshallah, you have tawfiq to one day go to Saudi. But that feeling, that first time, that first experience, you're never experiencing that in your life anywhere. That peace that you get whilst you're there is crazy. It's crazy. You think it's non-existent before that.
You don't realize your whole body doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Your head doesn't know what to do. You don't know what to think, what to feel. It's just everything's happening all at once.
All at once, yeah. It's overflow with emotions, isn't it? And like I said, like that, the peace that you get there, me personally I didn't think that kind of peace existed in the dunya, in the world, right? Because of our day to day and the shit that we have to go through on a day to day basis. All the pressure that we have, the stress, the workload, whatever it is, chasing the dunya, that's what we do, innit? And then you go there and then you're like, oh my days, this is what I've been missing. This is what I needed in my life.
So what made you go Umrah though? Like, was
You know
there
what?
anything, was there struggles in life in general? So
To be honest, I've never travelled much. I've only been to Toronto once for sparring. I've never even been out the country after that.
Okay.
Right? So this is a big thing for me. Like, even I'm at the airport, I'm asking people obvious questions because I think, shit, I don't want to get on the wrong flight. I don't want to just end up in fucking in Norway somewhere. Like, and I'm like,
you watching Home Alone?
but that's the thing. Like, I'm thinking, shit, am I gonna get my suitcase? Where the fuck's my suitcase gone? I've just given it to this guy. He just took it on the belt. And I just thought, and I've told a few friends that I'm going to Dubai, and they go, why don't you go do Umrah? And I'm like, how far is it? I never knew how far it was.
okay.
And when I checked from Dubai to Jeddah airport, it was like 3 hours or three and a half hours. So I was like, you know what, cool, I'll book it. Boom, book that. But I only went for 1 day, so I didn't get the full experience, which I want to go back.
Inshallah.
Hopefully I'm going to go with Shazad.
Inshallah.
And go there and do the full, and he can show me properly how. Luckily, I had a good friend there, Abbas, who I trained in Bradford.
Yeah.
He met me there. Met me and my brother, one of my friends there, and he took us through everything. I got there at 6 a.m, and I got back on the plane at 10 p.m.
Same day.
Same day.
Yeah. You need to.
It was a last minute thing, so I get it. Like, you're supposed to go to Medina, do salam to the Prophet. I get it, but I didn't know at the time properly. I just wanted to say, at least I've done the Umrah and I make intention to go back.
I mean, the fact
Inshallah,
that you took time out and
Yeah.
went out and
And there was no real plan, was
Yeah,
there? So it was
exactly.
just-
I would have felt like a
spontaneous,
sellout
innit?
if I paid money to go to Dubai and I had plenty left to not
Yeah, fair enough.
and not
yeah,
go there.
I mean,
was like,
and you don't have to, because we believe like it's a beloved, it's a calling. If you get the calling,
Yeah.
then you will go. If you don't get
because
the
I thought,
calling,
because
no
I'm
matter
at that
what you
point
do,
of the world,
mate.
because I'm at that side of the world, I would have never even been at that side of the world if Dubai didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah.
And I had my good friend Sakib, official Strictly Body Gains on Instagram.
Okay.
And I had Shazad here, who's kept saying to me, try Dubai, try Dubai.
Is that what his Instagram name is?
Strictly
Man's
Body
plugging
Games.
people out without asking us. Yo, what's good? What's good? Yo, who's this guy, bro? Is he paying us?
Oh shit, transfer, okay.
6G that was.
Sorry, carry on.
But yeah, he said to me, try Dubai, and I'm like, no, I don't. And he said, just go and see how it is. And then I spoke to Shazad, he goes, yeah, come out. When I fucking got there, he left. He had to go back and sort some business out, some family events out. So I'm like, cool, okay. And then when I went there, I was going to hire a car. And he's like, are you hiring a car? I go, yeah, don't worry about it. And he goes, no, take mine. I go, no, I don't want to be responsible for it. And I said, you know what? I'll actually do this. Because he sold all his shit and moved to Dubai. I gave him my car in the UK. And I went and took his car in Dubai. So anyway, I ended up there. When I seen how easy it was to speak to people, to get around, and the opportunities that you can run into on a day-to-day basis, I thought, this is the place I need to be.
Yeah, Shaz mentioned that. Yeah.
And you know, when I was in Bradford, a lot of the time, like I like to think up here, and a lot of people who I'm talking to, their minds are closed in. They can't see anything outside of Bradford. But because I went to Toronto, and I was there, thanks to Kid Galahad, Barry Awad, who flew me out there to Spa, and I was there with Billy Joe Saunders, Dominic Ingle, big names in boxing. I was in Toronto, and I was thinking, it is possible. And I was living in a bubble all this time.
Yeah.
Like on TV, I seen what was out there, but experiencing it and being able to do it is two different things. Now, I could have gone on holiday, but given the circumstance, I was boxing, I was giving at home, I'm man of the house, I was taking care of the family. I didn't have much to give out to go on holidays. As long as the house was taken care of and my day-to-day shit for boxing was taken care of, I knew where I could go.
I'm going to come back onto that point.
So when I was in Dubai, I came back to Manchester Airport and I've seen how great it was. How dirty the floor was, and I'm thinking, and I was thinking like, I need to get
every single time.
And I nearly got a £70 fine from my friend driving through the fucking wrong way. And I'm just thinking, God, I'd been here 10 minutes.
And there's
problems,
like more problems.
So I've been here 10 minutes, it stinks like shit, everyone's miserable. And then like all the floor's dirty. I had some white trainers on, they were fucking black by the time I got off the plane. And I'm just like,
I mean, let's all of us. I mean, we all have certain feelings about UK, but we gotta remember one thing. All of us do is that we are where we are because of UK, because of the opportunities that were given to our parents that were then come up to us. I mean, that doesn't take away from the fact there's a lot of idiots out there that clearly think that we're taking their jobs when when it's like, bro, you've got like bro, you've got two teeth.
Did you see that guy video where the riots were going on? And some guy was dancing in front of the police and a brick just whacked him straight in his head. And then he walks up and one goes straight into his bollocks.
Our parents so struggle, right? Our parents, the grandparents so struggle, right? They came over to the UK not because because they wanted to leave everything that they've got back home. It's because they wanted to provide a better life for us. So they grafted, they grinded, they did what they did. We got taught that. We got taught to work our way up. We got taught discipline at an early age. Now, if there's people out there that are on the dole and they're not working, that's a you problem. That's not a us problem. We ain't taking no opportunities from you that you couldn't have got yourself in the first place. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've, alhamdulillah, we've gone through the education system. There's some of us here that have graduated through university. So not only have we gone through college, we've gone through to university. We've then graduated. Some of us have gone on to do masters. We've then worked hard. We've worked 1 job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs to get the opportunities where we want to. So as much as we don't like the British weather and there's a lot of things that we don't like about UK, we got to remember that it is the reason that we are where we are as well. Like the opportunities, obviously, first and foremost, is from Allah, and then that is the path that Allah put us on to give us the opportunities. So
of course, home is home. So I'm never gonna knock it, but I just know that I want different, right?
Yeah. I'm not saying to you that you're knocking it. I'm just saying that all of us are.
Who might think like, oh, he's gone to Dubai now. He's saying this.
Yeah, that's the point that I was trying to.
I still say this.
Yeah.
Dubai is not the end all be all. It's what you like. If you like it, you can grow here. You can make money here, and you can live well here. By all means, do so. But I'm still comfortable in Bradford. I still like Bradford. But when I've come here now, I've seen what things are not normal, which I thought were normal at the time. So since I've been in Dubai now, I've seen how clean it is, how nice it is, how a lot of people are respectful. And don't get me wrong, not everyone's an angel here. There's still shit that goes on, but it's not really common for it to always happen and people to know about it. Things go on, but behind the scenes, or they get dealt with really quick. Now, since I've been here, I moved. So September, I left Dubai. I think I left Dubai on September 21st, and all I could think about was going back. Because in that short time, I was speaking to people, I was getting out, I was meeting people through Instagram, and I was thinking like, this is where I needed to be. Because whenever I was speaking to people around me in Bradford, some guys who do really well, excluding them, but other people day to day, and I know not everyone's an entrepreneur, not everyone's a businessman, people just work normal jobs, and they have to, right?
Yeah,
So I get it.
yeah.
And then every time I spoke to them, they're like, yeah, same shit, different day. And they're not even trying to be better, but at the same time, they're earning the set amount, they're in debt the same amount, they're trying to save but can't save. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, everyone's just getting screwed here. But most people, it's down to your own fault.
Yeah, 100%.
If you get screwed by a certain system and you allow it, that's on you. You do have free will, you can get up and do whatever you like. If you have the balls or the brains to do so, do it.
Yeah.
If you don't, stay where you are.
100%.
So, if you don't
you're-
change the situation, the results won't change.
It comes up to individuals,
I'll
yeah.
give you one example. I know somebody very well who was in an okay paid job. For 4 years, he complained to me about how he's not liking his job and how he needs more money. And he needs a better job. 4 years straight.
4 years, yeah.
In those 4 years, hand to God, he's probably applied for about 5 or 6 jobs, just quickly on Indeed, did nothing about it. So,
Allah.
similar to what I mean saying, it's your own situation.
Okay.
So what actually made you go into boxing?
To be honest, my dad used to make me and my brother learn how to fight in the living room. We grew up in Girlington, so you know there's going to be some sort of fights. I'm not going to say it's the roughest area ever. If you know people, you got a good family there, it's fine. But in school, shit happens, you get into fights. My dad used to make me and my brother and my neighbours spar. We used to have these shitty little gloves from Argos.
Yeah.
I used to be knocking 10 bells of shit out of each other in the living room just to gain that kind of experience and see how it is. Because we were kids, we couldn't really hurt each other. And that was at about 8, 9, 10 years old, we used to do it. And then I got into boxing 2 or 3 years later. So when I come across a YouTube video of Roy Jones Jr. This is what got me into boxing, and I watched it. I must have been shocked because I watched it about 25 times. And I was thinking, shit, I need to do this. I love boxing, I want to do it. And my dad made me beg him for like a few weeks to go to the gym just to see if I was just talking shit or if I really wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And then I went to the gym, and that's it. And then it stuck from then. And to be honest, it just stuck.
So how long did it actually take you to kind of get discovered as such? So like to come across someone that was like, yeah, this guy is the next big thing.
What do you mean?
Well, just that can make
for
it,
myself?
Yeah.
Just before I turned pro, really.
Okay.
I was getting about good gyms, I was sparring people, I was putting in good work, and then there was managers and trainers trying to promise me this, promise me that, but I knew like guys are just saying it so you sign up with them. Because
Yeah.
conversations are different before you sign any contract.
So would you? So you are obviously now training people
Yeah.
for boxing. But you're not training people who want to pursue boxing as a career,
I'm not training any fighters.
right?
I couldn't give all my time and energy to a fighter because as a boxing coach, as a trainer, you have to be a father figure, mentor, shoulder to cry on. You have to be there all the time. I don't even have kids yet, so I'm not fucking babysitting some grown man, right? And in the first place, a trainer I know it shouldn't be about money, but if you give this much to the sport, you need to get something out of it, right?
Yeah,
and
you gotta know your worth, innit?
Of course, so I can't go and train a fighter for 8 to 10 weeks, 2 months, whatever, and then get 10% of what he makes. Fighters don't get paid shit anyway,
Yeah.
especially at the start of their career. You could walk away from boxing. I've give you 2-3 years of good training and make like £2,000-3,000 in 5 years.
Yeah.
It's not going to make sense.
Yeah.
So I prefer to train people who want to learn how to box, who like boxing, that don't see a career in it because
Just for fitness, basically.
just for fitness, because that's where your ideal clients are. Fighters do not have money.
And you've got Instagram page where you've got all the videos of how you training.
So that's how I get
individuals.
my clients. So how I get my clients, one, my name's good in boxing anyway. Because I'm straightforward, people tend to gel with me even more.
Yeah, you are, and I think that goes a long way because
Yeah.
you don't, like we know you behind this. We've spoken
Yeah,
to you,
yeah.
to you, not
there's
know
no
you,
persona,
but not
you're
know
not
you.
putting
But
that, yeah.
we've spoken to you behind the cameras, and you're the same across the
Yeah.
board, and that's people want to see real, don't they?
Of course.
So sticking on to boxing
Yeah.
before we go anywhere else is any young people that are watching that are potentially thinking of wanting to become professional boxers. What's your advice to them?
I would say have as many amateur fights as you possibly can. Win as many titles as you can, because that will put you in a good position for when you're about to turn pro. You get a better deal from promoters, you get more recognition, you're more likely to be fast-tracked to a better position once you have a good amateur career. And then the second would be make sure that you grow your social media, get as many fans as possible to come to your amateur fights. So when it's time to turn pro, you will carry that fan base onto there. And I haven't stated an obvious fact, which is make sure you can fucking fight at least. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the third would be look after yourself. Make sure you've got an income, so you're not fully reliant on boxing for money till big fights come.
Do you still watch boxing? Are you still interested, or have you sort of washed your hands?
Not as in I used to. Not as in how I used to before. I'm not going to stay up 3-4 in the morning for fights. I'm getting older now.
Yeah.
I'm 29 today. As these guys still
Would you say there's any fight out there or any amount of money that would make you reconsider going back
Misfits.
into
To
boxing?
be honest, I'm thinking of, because I still miss actual fighting.
Yeah.
I miss the hand-to-hand combat.
The adrenaline.
I miss all the feelings of fighting.
More than half your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So for me to just stop and just be chilling in Dubai and doing random shit, it's weird feeling for me because I feel like I'm not doing enough.
100%.
When I give all that energy out in a sparring session in a fight, I feel like I've accomplished something. Like, even if I make a certain amount of money now, I still don't feel much because I know my calling is fighting.
Yeah.
So misfits.
So I would.
Hold someone
So
out,
would you
man. Let's
would
get
you
a
fight?
fight.
Would you fight? Someone like Modine or Wakey Wines.
Come on, man. Come on, man. I need to mention someone off.
No, because that's just
At least say KSI so we could give him a new hairline.
I wanted him to say KSI himself or something.
Nah,
innit?
my
But-
punches would slip off his hairline.
It has to be somebody with a similar track record, though, isn't it? It can't
To be honest, like all the guys who I've seen on Misfits, they're a lot heavier.
Yeah.
I'd still take the fight, but I know certain
not logical.
things, certain people.
The
would have
idiots,
done,
there's
right?
some idiots on there though, really. But that's
I
what
would
he
fight.
does it for.
I would
He does
fight
it for
Misfits.
entertainment.
I know you might have to have a larger following. I get it, but I can start calling.
There's that
people
Dean
out.
the Great. He's actually quite decent, you know. He's only small as
I've
well.
got Dean the Great on Instagram. The times we spoke in the past, back and forth. He messaged me once. He said he likes my style, and this was when he was amateur. He
Okay,
was
so he's
actually a
done
genuine
amateur.
fighter. So
Oh, okay.
out of all
Makes
them
sense.
fighters, he can really fight. I rate him highly because he can really box. You've seen him lay people out.
Yeah.
He jokes about and shit, but that guy's got hands for real. So I would ideally want to fight in Misfits. I would call people out, and I'm gonna tap into my connects over here and people I know through Instagram. If anyone's got any recommendations, any route to go down, I'll happily do it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, your socials are already out there. You've got,
Yeah,
you've
we'll
got
get
some
in touch
following
with
already.
KSI on your behalf. And
KSI.
If not him, you got Naveed Central. Go to
Oh my days. Oh yeah.
We're gonna end with
what
a
a
question. You know, look at the shake of the head. Innit? We're gonna end with a question
He's his biggest fan.
for you.
Time's gone.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
If time stopped for 24 hours and you were the only one moving, what would you do? Please keep it PG.
What would I do?
Just put it out there quickly. Yeah?
All right. You know what? I don't want to say what I'm going to say because I end up getting departed.
Come on, just don't
If it
forget
ends with an
everybody.
I and it ends with an L,
Just-
I'd wipe them out. Erase them from existence.
Yeah, facts. But we know what you.
Yeah.
Himself.
We know what he's
Okay, all right. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Thank you very much
Jazakallah
for taking
khairan.
time.
And by the way, I'm not plotting any crazy activities. I'm just saying, like, my dream thought would be that.
No.
You can't do
I mean,
something
to each to their own. And it wasn't a serious as such a thing. So if you're taking it serious, then get a life. But Jazakallah for both of you, Shaz, Amin, for not only coming on to the podcast, but also for hosting us. Shaz,
For
as
showing
always,
us
you've
around.
always been brilliant. You take out time out of your busy day to help us out. And Jazakallah for that. We are very, very appreciative of that. And inshallah, hopefully when we get back to the UK, we hope to do another one of these, maybe
Inshallah,
behind like a laptop screen or something. We'll figure that out, how we're going to do
Back
it.
in August.
We'll have something ready for you in August in the UK. And that's about it. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Outro.
Comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure. There you go. Thank you very much.